What an exciting day. Got a seed delivery. I always like getting my seed deliveries. These seeds came from True Leaf Market, which I am an affiliate for, which I've said in all my videos. Link in description if you want to purchase through them. If you buy through me, I get a small kickback, and it doesn't cost you anything more. But let's get started here. Some of these seeds are seeds that I have never grown before. Some are staples that I grow all the time. Not even sure what I ordered. Let's see. The first one is one I am very excited about. This is red vein sorrel. This takes a very long time to grow. I've never grown it, but if anybody is interested in a video on me growing that, let me know in the comments and I'll make a complete video on me growing that and we'll see how it goes together. That video, unfortunately, is going to take over a month to make because it's a really slow growing microgreen. This one I'm also excited about. This is basil, but it's red Reuben, which I've never grown. I've grown Genovese, just a regular green, like Italian type basil. And this is red. I've seen a lot of the purple basils out there, which I haven't grown that either. But I really wanted to give that a shot, so we'll see how it does. This one is also pretty exciting. So this is buncheon onion, which I got the idea to grow this from somebody on Facebook that was growing it. And I thought, hey, it looks easy enough to grow. The person was getting high demand for it, so I figured I'll grow some too. Supposedly the seeds will stay on the tips of these, so it grows up kind of like a chive. And the seed holes, though, the person that was growing them said that they taste fantastic, so they're actually perfectly good to leave on, which that's a big bonus for me. Red Russian kale, I've grown that plenty of times. Bull's blood beets, I grow that all the time. Got 5 pounds of speckled pea. That's another staple. And what's this? Oh yeah. Apparently, I decided I needed 5 pounds of cilantro. That's a lot of cilantro for me. I don't grow like a mass amount of cilantro or anything. So the cilantro, I've already shown a detailed video on how to grow that. And if you want to see that, just look through my videos and you'll see it. It's a pretty recent video. Peas, pretty easy. Been shown many times. Beets, I've got a really detailed video on beets, and I'm about to show you some interesting things about growing beets in a minute here. Red Russian kale, don't know that I've shown a detailed video on growing this, but I could. It's not overly difficult. It's very similar to radish. The onion, I've never grown that. If you want to see a video on growing that, let me know. The basil, of course, that's what I'm excited about. I can show a video on that if you want. And like I said, the sorrel. So those are the new seeds I got that I'm pretty excited about. If you're still with me, stick around to the very end of this video because I have something I want to tell you about that I'm even more excited about than this. But before we get to that, why don't I show you a couple things that I have growing and just some interesting things that I've noticed that I think you'll find interesting too. Now, very recently, I made a video about the best microgreens to grow. And while I was making that video and explaining to you all the different reasons you might want to grow different microgreens, I was planting microgreens. Well, what I did is I planted these 2 trays of beets. And you can see they look very different from each other. Now, the reason for that is this tray was grown with a semi-clear lid on it, and it was underneath lights. And then this tray was actually stacked up on top of this tray, so this tray didn't really get like any light at all. And look at the difference. So what this is telling me, at least right now anyways, is that being underneath light, the beets grew a whole lot better. I had also noticed that a lot more moisture was collecting on the lid of these beets here. So that probably helped with breaking off a lot more of the seed holes, where there's still quite a few here. And this seems to have brought up more soil. But yeah, I think having a little bit of light on them when they're first popping out seems to be a good thing. So this is the configuration that they were in. So it's just like this. The one with light on it, and the one that doesn't have much light on it. The beets that I just showed you that didn't have light was a blue container, so it has less light than this one. But what I want to show you is these are cilantro, and cilantro is very slow to grow. But what I noticed is the cilantro that has light on it, you can see they're germinating pretty good. Versus the cilantro that didn't have light on it. If I can get this lid open with one hand. See the difference? It's a lot less germination, or at least it's struggling to poke through the soil. So I think that with these trays at least, having light on them is definitely a benefit for cilantro and beets. I don't know if that's a great thing for everything, but it works for cilantro and beets. I'm going to leave these unstacked now so that the light just shines on both of them and hopefully speeds up the germination for that tray. Another thing I planted in that video was red garnet amaranth. And what I had done is I'd placed this on the top shelf with a lid on it, so it wasn't underneath really any light hardly at all, and forgot about it until today. So you can see they're super tall and leggy, but I just barely put these under light, and I think they're going to end up being great. I didn't have any problems with damping off, and every one of them just grew fantastic, even though they're, you know, there's not much leaf to them because they weren't underneath lights. I think now they will straighten up and they will produce decent sized leaves, and I will be able to harvest them within probably 3-4 days. All right, so you stuck around to the end because you're really curious about what I'm going to talk about. The little experiments that I showed you, those were not even intended to be experiments, but it just ended up that way. And yeah, I mean, you don't have to have lids like that. You can have a 1020 and a clear dome if you think that that was beneficial. Still don't know if it was because the light generated more moisture under the lid than without the light, or what the reason was, but I do know that the trays exposed to light grew a lot better than the ones without. But what is my big grand announcement? So I put a lot of videos out on YouTube, and everything's free, and if you go to my website, brabantfarms.com, you'll see I put a ton of information on there as well that's also free. However, to get all the information you're probably going to want, you have to like search through different videos. My website's a pretty good spot to find a lot of information, but I don't have anything that's like really a solid foundation for how to grow, how to market, how to build a microgreens business. Now, if you look online, you'll see that there's plenty of courses out there that you can purchase, and they will show you how to start a microgreens business. I've decided I'm going to make a course of my own. So the course is going to be going out as a pre-buy to 10 people that are interested. It will not be the cheapest course on the market. It will not be the most expensive course on the market, but it absolutely will be the best course on the market. So if you are interested in being one of my 10 people that are going to be able to pre-buy into this course, let me know and email me at brabantfarms.com, and I will send you an email with more information about what the course is going to be, what the price is going to be, what the pre-buy price is going to be, and why it's definitely going to be better than probably any of the courses out there. So definitely let me know if there was any of the seeds here that you want to see with the course or without. I will continue to make videos of different things I try and everything. That's not going to change. It's really just for people that want a really good education on exactly what to do and how to do it. So with that, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. It's Friday afternoon for me, Friday night. I appreciate you all. Definitely comment if you have questions or whatever you want to comment about. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want. Thank you.